Oh shit, that's me.
Are you bored? Begging your parents for an escape? Do you need to spend a summer in an environment that is the environment? Tell your parents to send you to summer camp and experience the great outdoors.
Hey everybody, Tom Barnes Stories from the 78s, and I'm talking to my friend Francesca Bucci. Did I get that right?
Yes, you sure did.
I
It's
had
like
a
Gucci with a B.
yeah, I had to punch the B there. Sorry.
Yeah.
So what part of the what neighborhood am I talking to you from today?
Right now I'm in Lakeview.
Lakeview. And you have so we talked briefly this year of another show that you did, which I thought was an incredible idea. It was this Valentine's Day comedy sketch improv show that was a dating show kind of all wrapped in one, right? Am I getting all that right?
Meet Cute, a comedy dating show. We ran for 4 weeks in Second City, and we're coming back soon for a monthly show at a different venue.
Ah, fan.
So we'll talk that in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have this new show, Summer Camp. It's a sketch review at the IO Theater. And explain the concept of this, just because when you think of summertime, and if you were a kid who was lucky enough to go to summer camp, everybody can relate to like all the things that you guys are going to cover.
I was one of those kids. I went to and worked at a summer camp. It was a part of my life for about 11 years.
Yeah, me too.
In fact, still a part of my life. I have friends who still work there. I've gone up to visit a few times at the camp that was, really near and dear to my heart in Wisconsin. And I'd always wanted to do, there's so many silly things that happen at camp. There's so many funny, just naturally fun things that happen. And I really wanted to write material about it. And so the group putting up the show, Sorry Improv, we're a group that's performed around IO quite a bit. And we're all sketch performers with different shows.
Hmm.
And we were all really itching to do a show together. And I pitched, why don't we do a show at a summer camp? And they loved it. So we've been, hard at work writing sketches. And we've got some songs. We've got a couple of filmed sketches. We've got some fun stuff for it.
Wow, film sketches. Huh? What do you mean by that exactly? Like, does the lights
We
go
open the
dark?
sh so there's a big projector
Uh-huh.
screen on the stage. We're at the Weed Theater, which is upstairs. It was used to be called the Chris Farley Cabaret at IO. And
Hmm.
so there's a big projector screen, and we are opening the show with camp ad. So it's like, I play the director of the camp because I'm the director of the show, which works. And,
Naturally.
it's kind of the director has made a Mod Podge of a film being like, send your kids to camp. So the tone we wanted to go for was very like in your face ad, very homemade, put together. And so we opened the show with that ad with a lot of fun footage that we filmed over the summer at Humboldt Park. And I actually went up to my childhood camp in Wisconsin and was there for a couple days with my co-producer, and he helped film a lot of the shots of camp while we were up there for us to use during the ad for B-roll.
Wow. And so was that something you did this year, or did you do it last year? Thinking about
No,
this year.
I did that this past April. The show was already happening.
Right.
And so it kind of just worked out that we were able to get up there.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. So, for folks watching, how hard is it to do something like this from scratch? To come up, you said that you pitched it, obviously you had to go shoot the video for the video portion, but the big portion is the live thing where you're writing all these sketches. Like, hard is it to do that, to get people to buy into your idea, and I imagine you have to put yourself completely out there and then be open to somebody saying, I don't know, let's try it like this. And you're like, oh, but I really didn't want to do that or whatever.
Yeah, I think everyone who does what I do, everyone in the comedy community, you spend months putting together this show, building this show, and then right before it, you're like, what if no one comes? What if no one laughs? What if it's not funny? There's always that like small voice in the back of your head, but it usually just pays off and goes well. And I mean, it's, I don't know. I would say it is a lot of work,
Hmm.
but when you work with a team, my Sorry Improv has been together for a year and a half now. We're all good friends at this point, so it kind of became all of us because we wanted to put up a sketch show so bad, we were all willing to put in the work that comes with it. We did a few months of writers' rooms, and then from there we started putting sketches up on their feet. Myself and my assistant director and my co-producer put together the running order based on all the sketches everyone submitted. I believe we had like 40 sketches written, and then we picked
Wow.
about 20-ish to be in the show. Um, and so I like to build from like, here's all the ideas we have. Let's write as many as we can in these
Mhm.
few weeks. And then from there, what are the best that we've created? And then onwards from that, it's a lot of, building the marketing, relations with the theater, getting the props, getting the costumes, rehearsing the sketches, making the show look. The theater kid in me is very like, we need rehearsals, we need dress rehearsals, we have tech rehearsals. We are very, I want to make sure that we're running through it so it looks clean, so it looks sharp. Because I've seen shows that you can just throw up a sketch show and it's really on its feet and it's really much more what's the word I'm looking for? Um, Much more from the ground up.
Mhm.
And I like my focus if I have the time. A lot of people don't get they don't get the privilege of time, but if I have the time, I like to really put up a polished sketch show that
Right.
comes
You don't
from
want
like
it
the
to
theater
suck.
brain.
Right.
Yeah, not just suck, but also like the transitions to be tight, all the songs in
Yeah.
between every sketch to make sense, like everything to be really polished, really finely tuned.
Well, as a being in TV news for the better part of 20 years, I completely get that because
Mhm.
you can tell when it's not, right? And then it's just like all that hard work and that stupid transition sucked, and it makes the whole
Mhm.
thing feel like it not as good as it could have been, right? And it's just like I don't want that. I want to make sure it's flawless. And as a director, seeing the overall vision of something, I imagine that's where that comes from.
Absolutely. A lot of it is, it's I'm finding it to I keep doing this to myself where I'm directing shows that I'm also in because I love doing both, but sometimes I can't always be sitting in the audience and just watching the full picture of the show.
Hmm.
So it gets a little tricky to balance that, but truthfully, that's why I have an assistant director and we're not really in sketches together. So one of us is, watching at least every part of the show
So
as much as we can.
for up and coming comics, especially here in Chicago, it's been a breeding ground for great comedy for, I mean, 50, almost about 50 years, if you go all the way back, if not more than that, but at least in recent memory with Second City doing what they did and the feeding ground to Saturday Night Live to then Hollywood and beyond, right? How how does it work, when you have these troops together? Is it a lot of like volunteering your time doing all this work and then the show happens and then it's like, well, then maybe we'll get like $8 because you're not doing this right now to get rich. You're doing this right now because you love comedy, you want to sharpen your chops, and you want to continue moving forward, I'm guessing.
Yeah, when I graduated college, I feel like people went to three places, New York, LA, or Chicago.
Hmm.
And I knew that I wanted to train and finite my skills and like fine tune everything about me, get my training, get my footing, find out where it is. And Chicago is such an amazing city for that because you're able to, be like, I have this idea, I'm gonna put together a pitch deck, put in the work, put it up for basically losing money.
A pitch
Some
deck to
theater
who are you
gives
pitching
tickets
it
for.
to, I guess? Is that the theater companies that you're pitching it to?
Yeah, yeah, it's different everywhere. You can pitch to Second Cities Rentals, you can pitch to IO, you can pitch to Annoyance, you can
Got it.
pitch to Bug House, you can pitch to the Den, Lincoln Lodge. I mean, there's such a broad community and it's all such a grassroots movement in Chicago. It's not super gate kept. You can usually meet someone who knows how to get the rental form and you submit it and then they get to decide what kind of programming they want in their theater. And so it's 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 just probably like the best city to be able to be like, if I throw up a show and it sucks, that's okay. Like, it's not gonna make or break my career. This is where Chicago is such a beautiful city to fail in.
Hmm.
Like, put up everything, make it bad, make it worse, make it better, figure it out, and then, like, eventually either stay here and be an amazing and a legend in Chicago or move on to another city where it's much more eyes are on you. It's much more scary to fail. It's much more of a risk to put up a iffy show. So, yeah, I mean, you pitch to the theaters, you put together a pitch deck with like your POV, your tonal comps, what you want for the show, and a lot of times the theaters can just see like that you're willing to put in all this work.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can get a ticket split, and yeah, you make some money, and the goal is usually just to break even. But yeah, we just do it because we love it. We love it. We want to train, we want to get better, and the best way to do that is put in your 10,000 hours, and this is part of it.
Yeah, I think I'm on somewhere in the middle 5,000s doing this for the 10,000
Yep.
hours. So I'm with you right there. I'm on my way. But
Yeah.
the show has starts today, right? The 14th.
Sure does. Today's opening.
That's awesome. So I mean, break a leg. I wish you guys nothing but the best. But give folks how long it'll run for and where they should buy their tickets.
Yeah, Summer Camp of Sketch Review is running for 6 weeks, June 14th to July 19th. Fridays at 10 p.m. at the historic IO Theater. You can get your tickets at ioimprov.com. You could also visit at sorry_improv on Instagram. All of the information for the show is on there. We've got some fun messages from the staff to help get you prepared to go to camp.
Francesca Bucci, thank you so
Yep.
much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Tom. Always great talking.
Absolutely.